Hi, my name is Thomas Brashear. I'm the nephew of Carl Maxey Brashear. Carl was born in Sonora, Kentucky in 1931.
What was his job in the military?
As a young man, he loved to swim, and his father, my grandfather, was a sharecropper, and they had a lot of ponds and creeks on the property, so he learned to be a really good swimmer. But he only went to the 7th grade, so he, at 7th grade, and he was 17 years old, no work for him around there, so he decided he wanted to join the Navy. Well, he joined the Navy illegally because he told him he was 18, but at that time it didn't make that much difference. He joined the Navy in 1948. So he joined as a cook or a steward. After a while, he became dissatisfied with that type of work, and he asked if he could become a diver. Well, at that time, a salvage diver in the Navy was an elite job for whites only, and they refused, and finally he kept asking, and they said, well, if you get more education and more experience, we'll let you do that. So he went to school, he got his GED, then he got more education, and he kept asking them, and finally they relented and let him become a diver. Well, he was mistreated very badly at the beginning of his career as a diver, but he persevered, and he finally became one of the best divers that the Navy had.
How did he get his leg amputated?
Well, in the year of 1966, off the coast of Spain, a plane fell and it had an atom bomb on it. Well, as a salvage crew, his ship was sent there, and they were on the deck of the ship, and some rigging and cables broke, and he pushed some guys out of the way, but he got injured, and he got injured severely. The bottom part of his left leg was so severely injured that they had to amputate. Well, generally this was a career-ending injury, but he said, not only am I not going to retire and take a disability, I want to keep on diving. And the Navy said no, and he kept pestering, and they finally said, well, if you, with your prosthesis, can climb up a ladder or a board or a ladder and a board, then with 100 pounds to 150 pounds on your back, then we will let you keep your job as a diver. Well, it took him 14 months, but he accomplished that. And after a while, he really accomplished two things that no one had ever done when he finished that task. He was the first black Navy salvage diver, and he was the first and only amputee as a salvage diver.
Why did they make a movie about Carl Brashear?
He traveled all around the United States speaking and talking about his can-do attitude. He always had the attitude that if you wanted something hard enough and you dreamed it, and you had to try it, and you could accomplish it. And his motto was "can do." And he had a story he always told about a farmer and the goat. The old farmer didn't want the goat anymore, so he threw him in the well and decided to cover him up with dirt. Well, the old goat, he wasn't going to accept that. Every time the farmer would throw dirt in on him, he would take the dirt and tamp it under himself. And finally, the farmer threw so much dirt in on him, and he tamped it under himself, and he used it as a method to dig himself out of the well. And he walked out of the well with his head held up high. And Uncle Did, as we call him, that was kind of his life story. He said the more dirt they threw in on him, the more he used it as a springboard to raise himself up higher to where he could get to the point where he could accomplish all of his dreams. And all of his dreams he accomplished. He became the first black Navy diver, become the first amputee. He reached the as kind of a celebrity. He got to travel all around the country. He met presidents. He had a ship named after him, and he had a movie made after him. So, as in his life, he accomplished everything that he ever wanted because he said, I have a can-do attitude, and he never let anybody tell him he couldn't do it. So that was what, and even when he passed away, he had what they call severe lung damage from the diving, and at the age of 75, they said, well, we can prolong your life by putting you on oxygen, and you'd have a lot of breathing problems. And he said, no, that's not the way I want to live. And so he passed away on his own terms. But through his whole life, his can-do attitude carried him a long ways, and that's the way it is with everyone. If you feel like that you can do it, and you put your mind to it, you can do just about anything you want in this life. Thank you very much.